Hello, beautiful. It's Joe again, and I am back again to talk this week about Fasting Life Week 48, which is my 47th birthday tomorrow, and fasting for longevity, which means fasting for a considerably longer time than I usually do. So here's where we're at. I'm on day 4, which is always the hardest day. I usually get to about 4.5 days. So I started on Sunday night about 8 p.m. It was Valentine's Day. It was okay until I just incredibly felt the need to eat, and then felt the need to make a pie thingy that I had bought the ingredients to make for my birthday, and I decided to make it a week early basically, and then I put it in the freezer, and then I pulled it out of the freezer and started eating it. So yeah, that's a thing. But I at least controlled myself and only ate, a piece, maybe this big. By the way, I'll show y'all how to make that because it's easy as hell and pretty damn tasty. It's called a cremora tart. Yeah. So I decided to push through for a longevity fast. This is day 4, like I said, of a planned 7-day fast. We will see how that goes. This is a light work week for me, and I do not have any days this week at my very demanding job. I actually get a paid day off for my birthday on the day I would normally have been there, and that's the one that's most physically demanding. So that is the one I had. This is the perfect timing to ring in my birthday with a push and start my personal year off on the right foot. I am also attempting to get right with myself as far as the exercise goes. Now, there have been challenges to that because obviously the whole country has had some weather issues, and we are not immune to that where I'm at. I am actually more prone to get snow and things like that. Let me introduce you to a snow called grapple, apparently. We've gotten more of this season than we have regular fluffy snow, but it comes out like little fluffy styrofoam balls. It's not hail. It's snow. Here. There it is. But it's still squishy and fluffy. This is grapple, apparently. So yeah, that's a new thing, which has made it challenging to get outside and do my extended walks of 3 or 4 miles for myself. I have been trying to make up the difference and get right by getting back to my yoga. That has been challenging in and of itself, although not terrible. My head's back in the right headspace. But I didn't lose everything in the break that I took from yoga, which was overlong. I can still do a lot of the things I could and needed to do, but I was tighter, especially places like the hamstrings. I was wobblier in a lot of the moves. I definitely lost it on dolphin move. Even my extended wide leg bends, I'm feeling my muscles quiver more, so that's a thing. But I'm still getting them done, and I'm trying to do my yoga practice at least every day this week, since I can't get out there and walk much. Gizmo's still getting his walks, don't get me wrong. So a couple of times a day, I'm going at least a quarter of a mile to a mile. Depending, like today, it's a long work day. I don't know if he'll get his mile, but he at least got his morning walk. He's getting activity that I'm getting. But he's very involved in the yoga. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we all know that fur babies like it when you get on the floor with them. It's a challenge to do yoga and get that meditation relaxation phase going. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So, yay. Now, as far as the fast goes, I am dirty fasting. I have chosen to return to the not to my taste apple cider vinegar. It's got a lot of health benefits, and I'll post a couple of links down below showing you a few of the things that they talk about. The risk of it messing with my autophagy, medium. There's conflicting opinions on whether apple cider vinegar will ruin autophagy, but the stronger indication is probably not, because protein intake is what ruins autophagy. I do drink Bragg's, which has the mother, so there's like a fractionation amount of protein in the mother, but it's so microscopic, and I'm taking like a tablespoon in the morning and a tablespoon at night. I am trying to not take it as strong as I was taking it before. Instead, I am diluting it in 8 ounces of water, 6 to 8 ounces, because it is tough for me to get down. I do not like it. I open that bottle and just the smell of it is like, blech. But I am doing a tablespoon diluted in the morning and at night with around half a tablespoon of bottled lemon juice. So because it's bottled, there's no pulp or anything like that in it, so less likely to ruin autophagy. But the acetic acid in that, there's a lot of health benefits that's worth taking the risk. It is good for fat loss. It is good for, and the apple cider vinegar particularly is good for, your body can get to a point apparently, and according to Dr. Berg on YouTube, who is one of the ones I don't follow as aggressively, but he's got valuable information. He's just not as easy for me to watch. He's not as entertaining to watch, I guess. It's a little dry, but he gives really good information. And what he says is that your body sometimes doesn't absorb your electrolytes as well as it should, particularly things like potassium. And the apple cider vinegar and the acetic acid in the apple cider vinegar helps your body absorb things like potassium more completely, so that you're getting the benefits of the things you're taking. So things like that are one of the main reasons that I have chosen to take the chance. The main negative that I mentioned about taking apple cider vinegar and or lemon juice on your fast is that you're not getting, especially on a longevity fast, is that the main thing I'm not getting is the gut rest. So it definitely shouldn't affect ketosis, human growth hormone, probably not and unlikely to mess up the autophagy, but my gut is not getting the same rest. I'm hoping that while that could be a better thing that I have, it will hopefully make it easier when it does come back to time to eat. I am probably going to start, if I can control myself and not ruin my stomach, with a bone broth day and maybe some light things like my egg yolk in the bone broth when it comes time to eat again, and do a full day of light like that, because the longer you fast, the more careful you have to be coming out of the fast. 3 or 4 days isn't that big of a difference to me when it comes down to fasting and coming out of the fast, any more than a 44 or 48 hour fast is. So my regular alternate day can mess up my stomach thoroughly if I'm not careful coming out of it, but I haven't really found that big of a difference to a 4-day coming out. A 7+ day, you have to be careful not to get refeeding syndrome. It's, once again, not something I've ever encountered, not anywhere I've ever pushed myself towards, but by the time you start getting to the really extended ones, it's a thing you have to be careful of. So essentially, you start with apple cider vinegar and the lemon juice, which, and at this point, it's a better idea if you're breaking the fast to get real lemons and squeeze them and get a little pulp in there too, because it starts your digestive system off. So then you wait a little while after you do that, and then you get your bone broth and you start working your way up to it. Generally speaking, I need to wait at least an hour after my bone broth before I start trying to eat. Still want to eat sensibly. Don't break your fast with carbs. Don't break your fast with sugars. That's giving you insulin boosts, and just, it's so bad for you. Even if you're not going no carb, you don't want to break your fast with the carb. But proteins, healthy fats, the avocado, the meat, the eggs, those are things that you can start looking at. So I will see how I'm doing by 7 days to whether I can control myself enough, but I will be trying to stick heavy into the bone broth for the first day before I start refeeding more aggressively. Now, this all being said, I really think that if 7 days goes well, I might try to keep pushing. Maybe I'll try 10. I don't know. You know, I never know. Do I ever know? No. I know when I wake up that day and know where my head's at and where my body's at. Because at 7 days, I may be completely fine. That is really a thing when it comes to fasting, is that if you can get over the hump that I have never yet gotten over, for me, that's around 4.5 days. But if you can mentally and physically get over that hump, then it starts to get a lot easier again. So if I'm at 7 days and I'm at that it's easy stage, then yeah, I might just keep going. That being said, again, it is my birthday. I am fasting through my birthday. I do have a pie in the freezer. I am planning to treat myself to a ribeye, but I don't know when that's going to happen. It'll be a belated birthday treat if things go as planned. And that is where we're at for part 1 of week 48. I will come back with part 2 in a few days, let you know how the fast is going, and also it is my 4-week body measurement time. So I hope you enjoyed. Wish me luck. Please like, subscribe, comment, notification bell. Have you ever tried a long fast? I have like a really long one, because my previous extended fasts have been between 2 to 4 days. So 7 to plus days is a new adventure. And I'd love to know what you think. And you have a beautiful day, and I will catch you on the flip side.